people are making negative comments about my polyamorous relationship. It's 2022. Get used to it.
Are we canceling Paul Gallant? I don't know if we're canceling Paul Gallant, but I do have some questions.
Polyamorous. What's the first syllable in polyamorous, Vanessa?
Polly?
Yeah. Well, the first two syllables, technically.
Yeah, I was going to say Paul.
I'm allowed to do this, okay? I worked in Houston for 8 years. Did I not do the best live broadcast of the Astros winning the World Series in 2017? There is no debate because I said the word bitch in the middle of it, okay? Like I was Jesse Pinkman in Breaking Bad. It was amazing. Take that, Robert Ford. I also worked in Seattle.
Shout out to Robert Ford. Love Robert. Let's back up here because I'm not saying that you don't have legitimate reasons to cheer for multiple teams or want multiple teams to do well, blah, blah, blah. All of us that have worked in media, we move around, you get to know the players, etc. Just so everybody knows Paul Gallant's history, he did work in Houston. First of all, actually raised a Boston Red Sox fan, which we're not even going to get into because people from Boston are supposedly so diehard as I look at myself.
But I don't consider myself from Boston anymore, if that makes sense.
You're from South to Southie.
I'm from wherever I feel like I'm from on a given day.
And you can identify as that nowadays. So,
yes, thank you.
Paul Gallant, born and raised in Boston, a Red Sox fan, but shredded that fandom. Moved to Houston and worked in Houston for 8 years.
Yes.
Then moved to Seattle for 2 years.
Yes.
And then now obviously is back in Houston.
Correct.
So Houston 8 years, Seattle 2 years, back in Houston. So when the Astros played the Mariners this weekend, we found out Paul was going to go and hang out with some of the Seattle friends. And I just told him, I said, have fun. Let me know how the game is. Tweet out updates. Take lots of pictures. I only have one rule. Please do not wear a split jersey or a split shirt.
You shouldn't
because
have said
it's
that.
Tacky. And it makes no sense. And there are very, very, very few people in life who have the right to wear a split jersey or a split shirt.
Who?
And what did you do?
I wore a split shirt.
You wore it. Not only that, he got it tailored
Yes.
and made before his trip.
Shout out to the Brass Thimble up in Jersey Village. My people, they have been tailoring my stuff for a long time. And I said, hey, can you put this together? And they said, wait, you serious, Paul? And I was like, yeah. So I had 2 T-shirts. I had an old school Mariners T-shirt, an old school Astros T-shirt.
So bad.
Put them together. They did a great job.
I will say
it looks
this,
amazing.
We love supporting local businesses, and it is a well-tailored shirt.
Thank you.
Let me
If you
give
want to
you
look like Paul Gallant, go to the brass.
right. It was a schmedium. There was a little schmedium, not exactly.
What? I'm sorry. I have large pecs.
Mm.
Stop hating on me because I can't wear a large, and if I wear a medium, it's always a little snug. Thank you. Shaming me for my kinks. This is kink shaming, first off.
Well,
Second off, shaming me for my appearance. Vanessa, I thought you were better than that. I guess
you
not.
are about to be shamed because there are 2 people in the world that are allowed to wear split jerseys or split shirts.
2.
Number 1, if you have children on both teams.
Julio Rodriguez is my son on the Mariners, and Jose Altuve is my son, even though he's older than me, on the Astros.
Amon-Ra and Equimenius Ra, their parents, they play for the Packers and Lions. Their parents obviously wore split jerseys when the Packers played the Lions. It was cute. That's number 1. You have children on both teams, automatic pass for the split jerseys, split shirts, whatever you want to do. The second type of person is if you have a relative on one team and a lover on the other team. Now, this doesn't happen very often. It happened when Laura Quinn, sister of Brady Quinn, was dating A.J. Hawk. She eventually went on to marry A.J. Hawk. Laura, you get the second exception. That one happens less often, but it does happen.
And the third exception is when you're a pioneer.
A pioneer? You covered the Mariners for 2 years.
Yes, and we became very close in those 2 years.
That doesn't mean you get to wear a split jersey or a split shirt.
Yes, it does.
Erroneous.
It does. Okay, so first off, when I was in
I covered
Seattle,
the Bengals and the Texans. I will never wear a half Bengals, half Texans jersey.
When I was in Seattle,
won't happen.
Let me explain this. When I was in Seattle, I thought I was never going to come back. You know why I thought I wasn't going to come back? Because I did not think anyone here in Houston on the radio wanted me back. So big thanks to David Cow. I didn't think anyone wanted me back.
Actually, really sad.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was in a pretty damn low place when I got canned at 6'10".
Took a dark turn.
Yes, it did. So anyway, I go up there and I'm like, I'm going to totally embrace Seattle from the start. Because it took me a while to embrace everything Houston when I first moved here. But at the same time, when that cheating scandal popped up, I always defended the wall. I always caped, and it probably did not help me out in the long run that I was defending the Astros, okay? But along the way, I became very good friends with Mariners fans up there. And I feel a special kinship with those people because they are a beaten down fan base that is very similar to Texans fans. They are so similar in so many different ways. They're jaded, they're cynical, and they're kind of funny, which is how I feel most diehard Texans fans are, because they are like, this sucks. This is terrible. I don't know if it's ever going to get better. And I thought it would be disrespectful for me to go back up to T-Mobile Park and to wear my Nolan Ryan throwback jersey, because I feel like if it was any other stadium, I wouldn't feel bad about it. But I thought to myself, I want to show a little bit of respect to the Mariners, but also showing support to the Astros as I go
you
there.
could have just worn like a black shirt. You didn't have to wear, Sean, help me. He could have just worn a black shirt, right?
I'm a peacock. What did you think I was going to do? I'm a show pony. This is all for the station. This is all for the content. It's July, damn it, Vanessa. What were we going to talk about today, huh?
Nobody has the right to wear split jerseys.
I do.
Or split shirts.
I do.
Unless you have children on both teams.
Again,
or you have one relative and one lover.
Julio Rodriguez is my child. I know we don't look
the
similar.
Laura Quinn Hawk rule / the Raw rule.